Hello, I'm Mark Kislingbury. This video is entitled The Current State of Voice Writing Court Reporting. In preparing this video, I spent several hours interviewing 3 top voice writers, 2 of which are also stenographic reporters, and 2 of which are top trainers in the voice writing area. Every statement that I've made in this video was agreed to in principle by each of these 3 voice writers. I hope that you find this video extremely informative. It has been estimated that there are approximately 40,000 court reporters, counting freelance and official, in the United States. The NCRA, as of this date, currently has approximately 18,000 members. The NVRA, National Verbatim Reporters Association, as of this date, has approximately 650 members. Just as thousands of stenographic court reporters are not NCRA members, also, many voice writing court reporters are not NVRA members. Stenographic captioners and court reporters currently largely outnumber voice writing captioners and court reporters. Currently, there are very few schools offering voice programs, so that there are not a large number of voice writers being created. In the state of Georgia, however, as of about 2008, the relative numbers of stenographic and voice writing court reporters were approximately even. Voice writing is a relatively young art in terms of performing real time. It is approximately 10 to 20 years behind steno writers in terms of technology and skill level on the whole. That being said, the advancements in both the speech recognition engine and computer processing power in recent years have accelerated the capability of voice writers to produce readable real-time. When both the voice writer and the software have been properly trained, and when performing in certain service lines, acceptable real-time accuracy and speed levels can be reached by voice writers. The Dragon Naturally Speaking software, which most voice writers use, is currently on version 12. Versions 9, 10, and 11 each came with improved translation accuracy. Dragon 12 was released in October. Those who have upgraded are reporting increased accuracy and speed over version 7. The real skill necessary for voice writing real-time accuracy is not only the ability to dictate clearly and rapidly, but rather the ability to speak in such a way and train a computer to understand it. Clear speech is much harder to achieve than one would think. A person might be a computer whiz, but simply cannot dictate well. Just like some stenographic court reporters are simply messy writers, in the same way, some voice writing court reporters have sloppy speech. For example, many real-time voice writers can easily achieve 90% accuracy at, say, 200 words per minute testimony material, but moving from 90% to 96% takes a lot of hard work and dedication. It is important to understand that the speech engine is a little bit like our steno machine, and the human voice is a little like the raw steno, which is interpreted by the speech engine. But then voice writers also use CAT software, such as Eclipse or Case Catalyst, which uses artificial intelligence to improve the quality of the transcript after the engine has output the text. One major difference between a steno captioner and a voice writing captioner is that the steno captioner has more control, i.e., if the steno captioner writes the correct stroke, it translates. The voice writer, on the other hand, may pronounce words perfectly, and yet the translation engine might not transcribe it correctly. This is a common obstacle voice writers face. Any background programs that independently perform some task can sometimes pull resources from the speech recognition engine and adversely affect the translation. In the same manner that stenographic writers use briefs and macros, voice writers have similar tools, which they call voice codes. Voice codes are a unique utterance that is not an English word. They may be used to resolve conflicts, make briefs for long phrases, become a speaker identification, or punctuation, among other things. Here are some examples that one of the voice writers uses for voice codes. She will say "pirk" when she wants a period to be put down. "Qui" for an interrog. "Judmac" as a speaker identification for colloquy for the court. "INTC" for "isn't that correct?" "Resdeg med" for reasonable degree of medical. And "tuzi" for to the, which are small words that the engine sometimes has trouble understanding. If one were to rank the top 50 captioners that a certain company uses, about 5 of those are voice writers. A large number of voice writers working for the above-mentioned company do financial earnings calls. In that job, they are required to have the initial real-time verbatim translation about 80% accurate or better, and then someone comes behind listening to the audio and makes it perfect. Just as for steno writers, the speed of the speech being real-timed can affect the accuracy of the text produced. Higher speeds can cause accuracy levels to drop. Humans can get tongue-tied at high speeds. Also, voice writers need to breathe. And to breathe, you have to stop talking. What was called a mask is now called a speech silencer, and many current speech silencer designs do not cover the nose, which allows for easier breathing. While it might take a dedicated, professional stenographic court reporter with proper guidance and training 6 to 12 months of hard work to take and pass a CRR test, it may take a similarly dedicated writer with proper guidance and training to do the same, perhaps 3 to 6 months. Whether talking about stenographic or voice, wrong practice or lack of proper guidance and training will result in constant failing of a CRR. For stenographic court reporters, the biggest difficulty in real time is the large words. But in voice writing, the difficult words translate well. It's the small words that are the most difficult and that often do not translate correctly. Only about 15% of stenographic court reporters either 1. Have the CRR, or 2. Provide live real-time for others to see on a regular basis. This number is either similar or lower among voice writers. Why are there fewer voice writing schools than there are traditional court reporting schools? One reason may be, at this time, only 27 states and all federal courts even allow court reporters to use the voice method. In other words, the laws in 23 states either do not allow a court reporter to use the voice method or are silent on the issue. Other reasons may be lack of market demand, as well as that voice writing has been traditionally taught in the military or in small groups from one writer to another. Many voice writers learned from another individual and never went to an official court reporting school. A person can be taken off the street and made into a non-real-time court reporter using the voice method in approximately 6 months. However, program length can vary depending on a given school's curriculum. Some voice writing programs are 2 years. It used to be true that voice writing translates better with an open mic as opposed to a microphone inside a speech silencer. Therefore, a voice writing court reporter may get worse translations while working in court or in an on-site cart job, where a speech silencer must be used, than in jobs where he could speak using an open microphone. However, with diligent practice and honing of the voice model, speech silencer generated real-time can rival that of an open microphone. Also, the latest technology of microphones inside the speech silencer has achieved remarkable results, including with whispered speech, which is a real breakthrough. One of the voice writers I interviewed said she must lower her voice in very quiet rooms because she doesn't want her voice inside the speech silencer to be a distraction, and that can cause her accuracy level to go down. The human voice changes from day to day based on health, fatigue, and other factors, and this can affect the quality of the translation every day. As voice depends on breath, issues such as congestion, cough, and laryngitis can have an effect. Some voice writers experience voice fatigue. The voice gets tired. Exacerbation can cause nodes to grow on the vocal cords. Knowledgeable, careful voice writers know how to protect their voices. Freelancers can take days off to rest the voice. Best results are obtained when jobs are not longer than 2 hours. This tends to make long days in court and long days in deposition less than ideal for voice writers, though official court reporters using the voice method do work long days in court. Captioning jobs with commercials allow the voice to rest. Voice writers need to keep water, mints, etc. handy. Currently, the most accurate broadcast captioners and real-time court reporters in the country are steno writers, those who consistently write with greater accuracy than 99.5%. There are only a handful of voice writers that have achieved this level. One major reason for this is, again, the stenographic reporter has inherently more control. One voice writer estimates that there are no more than 50 real-time certified voice writers in the country. The number of top-level voice writing real-time trainers in the U.S. is at most 5 or 6. The number of voice writers who are able to real-time television news broadcasts, which may be the most difficult venue in which to perform for a voice writer, has also been increasing in recent weeks and months. It is expected that this trend will continue to accelerate. If you thought that voice writers could very quickly learn the equipment and shortly thereafter provide accurate real-time, you couldn't be more wrong. It takes a great deal of hard work and effort to create good real-time using the voice method. One stenographic writer who switched from machine to voice due to hand pain issues believes that it's just as hard to be good at real-time using voice as it is steno. And there you have it, my friends. I hope you have found this video to be informative. If you would like to email me concerning your thoughts on this video, please email me at mark@magnumsteno.com. If you enjoy these videos, please visit magnumsteno.com, where you'll find the popular Magnum Steno Club, where you can improve your court reporting skills.